the redesigned 2022 Lexus NX. So many of you have been asking for the price. Well, they're starting to roll in now. We're across the pond right now at the Lexus UK site, and check this out. Not only do we have a base price, keep in mind this is British pounds, we'll do some conversions here in a little bit, but we got so much more. Check this out. This is unbelievable what we're seeing here. So price list, it says September of 2021. So it depends on where you're at in the world. We could be getting this vehicle this month. It's hard to say, but if there's pricing for September 2021, you would think that the vehicle is coming out this month or starting availability by the end of this month. We could read more into that, but we're here for pricing. We really already know the equipment through a brochure that's already been shared, and how it's equipped is going to really depend on your region. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Here's interior options. Full price list. Now we're going to get into this, but I haven't looked to see what's outside here. Okay, so full specifications, which we're not going to get into, accessories, which we're not going to get into, Lexus link, technical data, additional benefits. Now I'm going to put this in the description below so you guys can check this out, terms and conditions. We're going to click read more, and holy smokes, we have it all here. Now, things are broken down a little bit differently and sold differently due to different laws and taxes, of course, in Britain compared to the United States. But what we have going here is going to kind of set the basis for the United States prices. So let's talk about this. We're not going to look on the road price because taxes are going to be different. And that's the main difference between on the road price and basic tax. VAT is their sales tax. Delivery is similar to our delivery fee, and I know it says 700 pounds, but when you convert that to US dollars, it's around 1,000 US dollars. And they also include registration for their plates and things like that. We can't do conversions on that because it's two different universes here when it comes to selling vehicles, but we can compare base prices. And if you look, everything's all-wheel drive now. You're not going to have a front-wheel drive NX. Now, in order for us to figure out how these prices convert, because we can't just take the current British pound to US dollar conversion, which it is close, but we have to look at base price to base price from the 2021 model. So if we look at the NX base price, now keep in mind, this is two-wheel drive, which we never got the two-wheel drive NX 350 or 300H here in the United States. We only got the NX all-wheel drive. Now, there is no NX Turbo that I'm aware of in the UK. So everything you see here is ECVT. That's how we know it is the hybrid. So we have to compare the all-wheel drive base price without the nav, which is 29,724 British pounds. And then we also look at here in the United States, the $40,000 base price, because that is the all-wheel drive model here. The 29,724, that means the United States model costs 35% more, roughly. It's pretty close, 35% more in US dollars compared to British pounds. And so looking at these numbers here, I essentially just added 35% on top of these numbers. Not only do we have the 350H, but we also have the 450H Plus. This has been the biggest question mark for a lot of us, and I made a spreadsheet on it. And if you're excited to see the packaging and pricing of this new NX, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe for more Lexus news so you don't miss out on my coverage of the NX later this month. Hands-on coverage, by the way. Thank you guys. Anyways, let's get back into the spreadsheet. So here we see how this is going to convert on over to US dollars. On the left-hand column, you have all the British pounds, and then on the right-hand column, all the US dollars, which is just simply 35% more compared to the British pound. Some housekeeping items before we explain all these packaging and options and things like that. Delivery fees. This is not including the $700 British delivery fee, or should I say the British pound delivery fee, and it doesn't include the roughly $1,000 of the delivery fee or shipping. Delivery, handling, and processing is what they call it, just shipping and handling essentially. It's around $1,000. So if you're looking at this, if you're in Britain, you add another $700 and then whatever your sales tax is. And if you're in the United States, whatever your sales tax is, plus $1,000 roughly for delivery. But when we're looking at MSRPs, this is roughly what it's going to be. So your base hybrid with no options, which is going to be really hard to find, around $42,000 here in the United States. Now, we also don't have any information on the 250, which is a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter, the A25A FKS, I think is what it is. Nor do we have the new engine, the 2.4 liter turbo pricing yet, because Europe, or probably most of Western Europe, are only going to see hybrids, and certain areas will only see the plug-in hybrid if you're like in Norway, for example. So here in America, we have the full gamut, 250, 350, 350H, and 450H plus. We only have pricing on the hybrids. And packaging. So just because this is a British packaging does not mean this is how we're going to see it here in the United States. In fact, this is going to be quite a bit different, but it's going to give you a rough idea of the pricing if you have certain options on your car. Not only do we get the vehicles built for America a certain way, but more specifically for a specific region within North America. When I was working for Lexus, I was in the central region, and how they built vehicles there is very different than let's say Florida, the Southeast, or even just one state over from Nebraska and Colorado, that's the mountain region. Those are built differently as well. So this is going to vary definitely depending on your range. So just looking here, I just want to break down, because I'm not going to go over each individual price here. You guys can pause it and do that yourselves. I wanted to explain how this is. So the premium package plus the pano roof. So premium package including the pano roof. This is the premium package including the 14-inch screen. This is a premium package 14-inch screen plus the panoramic roof. Now there's also a premium plus package. So that's kind of confusing because I have the plus sign, but premium plus is different than the premium plus sign. Hopefully that's making sense for you. Premium plus package including the pano roof, and then F Sport packages is going to follow that same sort of thinking that I just explained here. Takumi, however, whether it's F Sport package or not, Takumi is the same thing as a premium package, or if you're in Canada, I think they call it the executive package. And it doesn't mean that Takumi is going to be packaged exactly the same as an executive or or luxury package here in the United States. That can still differ wildly. So just keep that in mind. But knowing how Lexus sells most of their vehicles here in the United States, I'm going to say this is going to be one of the more common options out there. This is going to be the premium with the smaller screen. And this is going to be around $43,000 for the 350H all-wheel drive, 239 horsepower, about 40 miles per gallon. And then the screen. So if you want the larger screen, it's going to be about 45 grand, which is not, it's roughly $1,000 more, right? So that's a steal in my book. If you can get that 14-inch screen for just $1,000 more. The panel roof is about a $1,700 option just looking at this. So it depends on how Lexus wants to package this for America, but more than likely how it's going to be is if you want the panel roof, you're going to have to pretty much upgrade to like a luxury package is what I'm expecting, which is unfortunate, but that's just what I'm expecting. Wait for official packaging and pricing for these models. But we do have confirmation again that if you want a pano roof on the 450H Plus, you're not going to be able to get it. You're going to have to do a premium plus or a luxury, which again, their luxury model does not have the pano roof, which is weird, right? The only way you can get the pano roof on the 450H Plus is if you downgrade to a premium plus. So it's always a head scratcher on how Lexus packages these things, but it all comes down to production line efficiencies. That's just the way it is. You can always try to custom order it, but yeah, if it doesn't flow with their production line, they're not going to make it for you a specific way. Now, these are just base prices. Keep that in mind. This is going to be what we see in the Americas as MSRP, but due to the chip shortages and the lack of supply, these models are going to be trickling in. It's not like we're going to see a tons of availability for these models, and that's just the case typically regardless whether chip supply or not, that when a new model comes out, the demand is high and the volume's not very high either. Now, when you add in this chip shortage, things are going to get real dicey probably for the first 6 months that the NX is available. So getting these vehicles at or around MSRP could be very difficult, just depending on where you're at in the country. And don't be surprised, especially on the 450h Plus, if these numbers are 10, 15 grand over MSRP, because this is essentially a luxury version of the RAV4 Prime, and that vehicle is still in like no availability and just really expensive if you want to buy one, because the markups are out of control. So if we're looking at the 450h Plus, how is Lexus going to send them here in the United States? Well, I'm not expecting all these different options. I'm probably expecting three to five probably different ways that you're going to be able to get the 450h Plus. You're not going to be able to get a base one, or even here the premium is 54K. So I'm assuming it's going to start around 55K here for entry levels, but to be honest, most of them are going to be priced around 60,000 US dollars. And like I said, that's before markups are going to be taking place, which that's actually not a bad deal, because if you look at the RAV4 Prime, most of them are around 55K for the XSE model, the fully loaded. I think it's around 55K, but the base one, if I remember right, is around 45K. The SE with not a lot of options on it. So if we look here in America, like I said, I think it's going to start with minimal options at 55K. Most of them you'll see around 60K, and then you'll have a luxury version around 65,000 US dollars. And that isn't really surprise me that much. That's kind of where I was expecting. So the 450h Plus, although it's going to be quick. It's going to have around 40 miles of plug-in range. The problem is that it's still just going to be way too expensive for the average person, even though you can get the tax credit on it, which is going to be about 4 to 5 grand. Still, your best option for fuel economy is probably going to be the NX 350h for just cost efficiency, if that makes sense. Cost efficiency here. So around the mid 40s for the 350h all-wheel drive, a lot more powerful than the outgoing model, a lot more efficient as well. It's going to just drive a lot better with the new Lexus driving signature. So it's going to be a much better hybrid, and I would say the best way to get it, man, for the mid 40s, you get potentially the pano roof and the 14-inch screen. Heck, you're going to see a crap ton of these on the roads here in America, and very few of these 450h Pluses. And like I said, they're only going to have maybe 3 to 5 different packages compared to what you see here on the British end of things. Got to remember, all Britain has are the hybrids. They don't have the 250. They don't have the 350. So we're going to see this sort of volume in terms of packaging, but half of it is going to be the 350 and the 250. So I hope this brought some value, some interest to you guys. Sorry if I hit the microphone there. I hope that this brought some ideas of what the pricing is going to be. To me, the hybrid around the mid 40s, you're going to be able to get that large touchscreen as well as the pano roof potentially. Just depends on how Lexus wants to package it for us in America. But mid 40s is definitely going to be able to get you a nicely equipped 350 hybrid with that 14-inch screen. So that is really cool. And even if you don't get that 14-inch screen, which I'm not expecting a lot of the 250s, or maybe not any of the 250s get that 14-inch screen, you get a 9-inch screen, which is still going to give you wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and it's still going to be light years ahead of the current remote touch interface. So I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching. I could keep talking about this. This is exciting for me. I love getting out my tinfoil hat, kind of playing with the numbers a little bit. I will see you guys in the next video. And if you enjoyed today's coverage of the NX pricing, make sure to smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss all of the updates on the Lexus NX, because next month, is it next month? Because later this month, I'm going to drive and give you guys my impressions on the all new Lexus NX. So make sure you are glued to the luxurious fleet, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.